Hello everybody. I'm filming on my iPad right now because my phone is dead, but I'm going to be filming my book haul. And I also spoiled myself a little bit this month. I think I bought way too many books and a few other things that I'll throw in here that are not book related that I picked up, but I just wanted to share it with you. But the first book I picked up this month was Daisy Jones and the Six, and it is a signed edition. I got to meet the wonderful Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I read this book 3 times and I loved it. And it's basically set in the 1960s or 1970s. It's just amazing, and it's definitely worth all the buzz. So I picked up Daisy Jones and the Six when I went to the event. And I went to my local library, and they always have a section where you can buy books, and I took home The Breath Taker by Alice Blanchard. It's basically a murder mystery taking place during the aftermath of a tornado. If you notice, there's a tornado on the front of the cover here. And I just read the synopsis of this book, and I was sold. I'm trash for anything that deals with any meteorological events. So I had to pick this up, and I can't wait to read it. It's on my TBR for next month or April. And I only paid $0.25 for this. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. So, Breath Taker. And after reading Taylor Jenkins Reid's Daisy Jones and the Six, I kind of went on a shopping spree. I had to buy all of her works, and I picked up Maybe in Another Life, After I Do, and Forever Interrupted. Forever Interrupted is a book where a couple has a whirlwind romance. They've only been together less than a year. They get married, and the husband suddenly dies in an accident. So our main character, Elsie, has to deal with the aftermath of losing her husband. So, Forever Interrupted. After I Do, I just recently finished this. Lauren and Ryan are college sweethearts. They've been together for about a decade, and after the decade of their marriage, they basically are resentful of each other. So they decide to take a year off from their marriage to see if they could work things out and save and salvage their marriage. Very good book. I cannot wait to make some of the recipes from this that were mentioned, but Forever Interrupted. And then lastly, also I got Maybe in Another Life. This book is told in 2 different separate stories. Same characters. It's just Hannah goes on a path. She either chooses to go home with her her high school boyfriend, or she chooses to go home with her best friend who she's living with, and it separates. And I just love how the story went. It was phenomenal and a tearjerker, so you need to pick it up as soon as possible. And I also picked up Evidence of an Affair, which is a novella by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's 99 cents on Amazon for the Kindle, so pick that up also. In the beginning of the month, I finished this book, so I had to get a physical copy as a companion with The Last Magician. This is a sequel, and I got the Barnes & Noble edition. I'm not going to say too much about this. It's just you need to read The Last Magician before you pick this one up. And It's a hefty book, but it's totally worth picking up. So, The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. Alrighty, I have a monster here, but this is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Creating a Champion. I thought this was, when I picked this up from the bookstore, that this was actually going to be a walkthrough guide, but it turned out that it is an art book for the Breath of the Wild, and I love that game. I have it for my Switch, so I picked this book up. It's hefty, so I'm going to put it down now. But I loved it. It was great. Alright. I also forgot to mention, I picked up One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, where our main character, Emma, gets married to her high school boyfriend, and the day or the month before, no, it's the day before their 1-year wedding anniversary, her husband Jesse gets sent on this trip to go to Argentina and to study animals and whatnot, but he gets lost at sea and he's presumed dead, and 4 years goes by, and she goes into a relationship with one of her best friends from high school, and out of nowhere, her husband comes back to life, so she has to choose who she wants to be with. This was a tearjerker for me. The audiobook was phenomenal, but I had to pick up the book for myself, and this is just a beautiful book. So, One True Loves. And then I read this last month, but I had to get the companion. I read this book last month, but I had to get a book for myself, and it is Wondersmith. It is the second book in the Nevermore series. I think it's just a duology, but I'm not going to say too much more about it, because it is a sequel, but pick this up if you haven't. It has a lot of Harry Potter vibes to it, so yeah, pick it up. Then I picked up also the trilogy, the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, which has, hold on a sec, the 5th season, the Abyss Gate, and the Stone Sky. This has been an award winner for the Hugo and Nebula Awards. It was the only series to ever get it every year in a row that it was published. So, I cannot wait to dive into the series. I started to read the 5th season, but then my time ran out on my Overdrive app to take books out, so I decided to pick up the books for myself. So I got a really good deal on it on Amazon. I got this whole box set for $18, so I couldn't pass that up. And lastly, I picked up the Game of Thrones, or the Song of Ice and Fire series, which has, I'm not going to take these all out, but it has Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, A Feast of Crows, and A Dance with Dragons. These books are super, super intimidating to me. But I always told myself I would buy a box set of this series when 1, the series became less than $30 and or when the final season of the TV show was out or coming out. So, two of those things happened. I found this at my job for $20 for all 5 books, which is amazing. And they're all here up to date. The only downside is you're still waiting for the last few books to be published, which I think will never be published. But yeah, Game of Thrones series there. And I'm going to delve into the other bookish items I got myself. I picked up a book bow for myself. I love it. It protects my books very nicely, and I chose this gold pattern. 2 reasons being is I liked it better than the other patterns that were options. And also, I feel if I ever got anything on my book bow, that the black would kind of cover it better than the floral patterns and whatnot. And I have the book that I'm currently reading right now from the library in here, which is The Monstrumologist. And just put my bookmark in. But yeah. And it just fits right in, and it keeps books protected, and I love it. Love it, love, love it. And I got myself 2 bookmarks this month. I got Hogwarts Alumni, Gryffindor. Even though I'm not a Gryffindor, I really liked it, and it was a great price at Barnes & Noble. And I also got a Hufflepuff House bookmark, which I really love a lot. So those are the bookmarks. I went a little crazy with gaming this month for picking stuff up for myself. I kind of spoiled myself. I don't know, I couldn't help it. But I picked up the Nintendo Classic Mini, which it's the little console and it comes with a remote control. And it's got a few games on here that I really loved playing growing up. So I picked this up for myself. It was a great price. Couldn't help it. And I also picked up for my Switch the Fractured But Whole. I've been playing this game like crazy lately. And what I do is I play this game with no sound on while I listen to an audiobook, and that's how I've gotten to read so many audiobooks this month. Kind of multitasking. So, yeah, I picked up the Fractured But Whole. So, that was this is really a fun game. I'm almost done with it. And I also finally got my computer going with my Sims games, and I needed a last expansion pack, so I picked up Sims 3 Into the Future. Also, what I do is I play The Sims with no volume or a very low volume, and I'll listen to an audiobook and play The Sims. And that's what I like doing. And I went a little crazy here. What I did is I found these. I've been waiting for pop figures for a while because I collect pop figures. But I got pop figures of Avatar: Last Airbender. If you know me, I'm trash for Avatar: Last Airbender. So I picked up 4 of them. And the 4 I picked up are Aang with Momo, Katara, Sokka, and Zuko. I can't wait until they release a fluffy Zuko. I can't wait for that. That would be so awesome. So, I almost have the complete collection. I just need Toph, Iroh, and Appa, and then I have the full complete set until they decide to release more. So I got those. And the last thing that I got myself for this month, I kind of, like I said, I spoiled myself. So I picked up a Hufflepuff pillowcase, which says loyalty, kindness, honesty, and friendship. And this is really, really soft. It's so comfy. And I absolutely love this pillow. And that is it. I'm not going to even bother picking up the books that I hauled this month and all the other items I hauled this month. I would end up dropping everything. So please give this a thumbs up. Give me your comments and feedback down below in the drop box. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so you can get notifications when I post videos. And have a good night.